Alex Hormozi spends half of every single day learning and studying AI to supercharge his business. He says if you have a list of 1 to 10 priorities on how to improve your business in 2026, all 10 of them should be using and implementing AI. And he claims across media, sales, and delivering his product, he's seen up to 120x leverage. But he's not that specific when he talks about it on his socials. And so I deep dived and spent hours reverse engineering Alex Hormozi's exact AI playbook from the exact tools, apps, LLMs, and the exact workflows so that you can use it and adapt it to your own business to get that 120x supercharge purring. And I'm going to present it in a way that even if you're not that technical, you can get started today. So from the highest level overview, acquisition.com, Alex Hormozi's company, looks a little something like this. I've broken it down into 3 sections and we're looking from that high bird's eye overview. At the top, we've got the media or the content that he puts out. This is the traffic, the online traffic that he's actually generating. His biggest socials are Instagram, YouTube, X, and of course, Facebook ads. And he has a Mozi Minute newsletter, which I'm also counting as content that he's putting out. Once he attracts those eyeballs, he pulls people into a sales funnel where he will go and either do phone sales, sales pages, or personalized follow-up. And then once someone actually buys a product, they'll go from their sales to the deliverability of those products, whether that's one of his books, one of his in-person seminars, or joining his $250 million portfolio of companies. Now, this is what it looked like, obviously, before AI. And now it looks more like this. The exact same structure, but instead of humans and job roles actually executing all this for him, he's implemented an AI stack that involves many different LLMs, many different specific apps that do little things in his business at every step of the way, in the media section, in the sales section, and in the product section. And then we're going to get into the granddaddy, the thing that Alex Hormozi is claiming has given him the biggest productivity boost, the AI agent workflows. We're going to break this down specifically one by one and show you how you can start implementing those in your business today. So let's begin with the specific LLMs that Alex Hormozi is using to supercharge his business. Alex Hormozi uses Google Gemini for image generation. He also uses the very popular ChatGPT for image generation again. He also uses Grok, which is Elon Musk's AI. Number 4 is using ACQ AI, which is acquisition.com's AI, Alex Hormozi's own proprietary model. He uses it for business strategy, offer questions, pricing, sales flow, and sales process, because he's literally uploaded all of his business data, all of his prompts, all of his business context to these files so that he can get his own advice back at him for any changes he wants to make in his own business funnel. Now, he's also played around with OpenClaw, mentioning it a couple times on YouTube. And lastly, he's never mentioned Claude publicly. I'm convinced he uses it based on some of the stuff we're about to show you in the prompts and the SOP section of this video. In terms of individual apps, so all these apps will be basically built on one of these LLMs. Alex Hormozi uses 15 different apps in the media, in the sales, and in the product section of his business. Let's start at the top with the media section of his business. Alex Hormozi uses something called Resemble AI. Alex's content team creates audio of his tweets and emails that he's never actually recorded, meaning they took 10 minutes of Alex Hormozi's voice and trained it to sound like Alex and be able to give everyone an audio version of his tweets and his emails. He also uses something called Runway AI, where his content team will edit out objects like swapping Alex's shirt over, changing the hat color that he's wearing, stripping background audio, so basically getting rid of all muffled and weird sounds in the background of his audio, and 30-minute edits can now be done in seconds. Alex Hormozi's team also use a tool called Descript. Now, Descript has a lot of cool features. One of them that Hormozi uses it for is taking a 38-minute video, and as you edit the video, you're actually editing the text, the actual transcript of the video, meaning you can find areas of the video in the 38 minutes very quickly just by searching the actual transcript as you're editing it, therefore being able to push out 250 pieces of content a week, clipping up those sections that you're looking for and making them content. He says it saves his team 2 hours every single day. Hormozi also uses a tool called Tavis, where he has recorded himself greeting people who are signing up to a sales call, but Tavis will actually edit the name that Alex Hormozi says. So he'll say, "Hi Jordan" or "Hi Josh," even though he's never said it. The AI makes him look like he's addressing everybody personally, which he says really boosts the show up rate from lead to sales call. Inside the sales part of his business, Alex Hormozi uses Compose AI, which is where a deal team will write a follow-up email after the call. So his salesman will have a sales call with someone, and instead of having a 10 to 20 minute session actually writing up and summarizing everything, Compose AI will take notes on the meeting, summarize, and send it off for them, saving 2 hours per day per sales assistant, which is pretty impressive. He also uses Claygent, where his portfolio companies are using this app to improve and personalize cold outreach at scale for leads that they're reaching out to, as it has the ability to search multiple websites and find more information about these leads. He also uses Instantly for his portfolio companies for cold email sending with automated warm-up and account rotations. He uses Apollo, and then he uses one called Smart Lead, which is where his portfolio companies use this AI for sending with dynamic IP rotation to keep cold email deliverability high, meaning they are landing in the inbox more often because the emails don't look like they're all sent from one computer or one location. Now, when it comes to delivery of product and backend sort of HR, he uses something called Colossian AI, where he takes all of his onboarding docs and has an AI avatar actually read them out and turn it into a course for anyone onboarding with his company so they can watch through and get up to date really quickly. His recruiters use Otter AI to auto-take timestamp notes on every candidate's interview, which saves 10 to 15 minutes per call, as the notes will be passed to the next person in his hiring process. He uses a tool called Textio, and his HR team uses it to optimize job postings. HireVue is an interesting one where he actually has AI run the first round of interviews before a human ever gets involved. He has Firefly's AI, a popular AI that sits in on meetings, takes all the notes, and then plugs and consolidates with ChatGPT to send the summaries of the meetings to the executives. He uses Reclaim AI, which is where his ops team can put the entire company on it, and it will reshuffle everyone in the company's calendars to better sync up to each other and remove dead space. And the last AI app that Alex Hormozi apparently uses is called Mustache AI, which tracks his mustache across all camera angles and sees if he needs more or less mustache shampoo and sends it directly to his house. So, if you thought the AI apps were fun, you'd be right. They're an absolute blast. But where Alex Hormozi says the real meat and potatoes, the golden nuggets, are in implementing AI are in the AI workflows. In fact, he now looks at a business not as job roles, but he scrapped that entire view and looks at it as workflow-based businesses that AI can do most of the heavy lifting on and humans can literally just be there supervising. And so I collected all 14 of Alex Hormozi's official AI workflows, and I put together an amazing app to help you create your own Hormozi-style workflows. And I think it's important to start at describing exactly what the anatomy of a workflow looks like. So this is Alex Hormozi's official workflow anatomy. He says, create a folder on your computer called AI Assets. And inside this folder, place 3 other folders. 1 called Business Context, 2 called Data, and 3 called Prompts. And this workflow will be given to your AI LLM. And based on what we put inside these folders, it's going to be able to do most of the work that you're used to doing by yourself. So let's break these folders down one by one according to Alex Hormozi, starting with business context. So Alex Hormozi says that AI only performs as well as the context you give it. Most people doubt AI and dismiss AI because they're not giving it enough context around their business. They say, oh no, only a human can do that. Alex Hormozi thinks that this will fix that problem for you. He says, answer these questions once. There's 12 questions that he recommends answering and giving those answers to your AI. And every prompt that you run will be dramatically more relevant to your business. Here are the 12 questions. And in fact, if you click the link in the description below, you can get this free 3-step guide. The output of this is the exact workflow setup, the folders nested inside the folders with the right documents, all relevant to your business. And I made this free for you, link in the description below. If you appreciate that, all I ask you to do is hit that subscribe button down below for me. So here are the 12 questions. He says, answer who you are. What does our company do in one sentence? What niche are we in? How long have we been in business? And what's our approximate annual revenue range? Literally go fill that in this app. He then says, we need to tell AI about your customers. Who is your ideal customer? Describe them in detail. What is their number one problem that you solve for them? What is the transformation that your customers experience by working with you? What do your customers say when they refer you to a friend? And then we move on to your offer and your model, the third section and the last 4 questions out of the Hormozi 12 questions. What exactly do you sell? Describe your core offers. What makes your offer different from your competitors? What is your current primary way of getting your customers? And what does your sales process look like? If you simply go through and fill them in and then click continue to data sources, I've made sure that this will create for you literally this business context file with all of that relevant information that you're wanting to tell your AI agent. Hormozi then says, step 2 is to gather as much data as humanly possible. In fact, Alex Hormozi says, if you want to have an AI-enabled business, you must first start with a data-enabled business. And watching literally tens, if not maybe 100 hours of Alex Hormozi and AI learning this system for myself, he has said this quote in about 12 or 13 of his most recent videos. He is super data focused and doesn't believe you can have an effective AI-enabled business unless you do this step properly. And so there's a lot of different sources that you can get data about your workflows and your business and what you've done in the past already. He says, if you tweet, if you send emails, if you have setters, which is people who set sales calls, if you have closers, people who actually take the sales calls, if you do YouTube, you have the transcripts, if you have lead nurture sequences, product frequently asked questions, customer support transcripts for anyone reaching out, if you have your best performing ad copy or ads, high engaging social media posts, your website copy, blogs, posts, and articles, existing SOPs and internal processes even included in this, onboarding script, pitch decks and webinars, and top performing email sequences. All of this can be used to have an amazing output that is going to really minimize your workflow and keep quality high, if not higher than what we're already doing. And so in step 2 over here, you need to come in and just click on everything you have. So I tweet, I have an email newsletter, I also have a product frequently asked questions, and I have website copy. And what this is asking me to do, this is how I built it to make it as easy as possible for you. For tweets and social posts, I simply paste them in here. If you don't know how to go and actually get this data, I've made it here. So it walks you through step by step how to go and get all the data that you need and simply paste it in there in plain text. Email newsletters are the same. If you don't know how to get it, it's going to explain that to you. And you go through one by one until you have literally as much data as possible based on everything that you've done before the AI revolution. Alex Hormozi says, you are rewarded for the work that you've already done. His Mozi Minute emails are bangers when AI actually writes them for him because he made a crazy amount of bangers writing them manually. Mozi Minute are a short email that he's been writing for years. His tweets are good because he's already written 6,000 tweets and now he's wrote 7,000 tweets and the last 1,000 have been written by AI and supervised by Alex. He recommends that you keep everything as plain text, no images. And if you're combining multiple items like sales calls, segment them like this. You put star, 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 then start call 1, star, star, star. And lastly, that leaves prompts. Now, when I saw these prompts, I understood why Alex Hormozi is effectively applying AI to his business. In fact, it says 10 prompts up here, but there's actually 14 prompts. And these are word for word Alex Hormozi's prompts. You can see this is a sales script analysis, which is considered a workflow because this is the part of the AI workflow that you're actually sending and asking your AI to go into the data that we just uploaded and go into our business context folders, use that information and execute on the prompt of what Alex Hormozi says. A prompt is a SOP, a standard operating procedure. And this is showing the AI what we need from it. So to show you how Alex Hormozi's prompts are actually set up, he has the role. He tells the AI what role they're going to be playing. He has a set of rules that they have to follow, analyze the call, define the call structure, create the unified script, and then he has an output format of what he needs from the AI. Now you can see he's got 14 on this page, a newsletter style analyzer and newsletter generator. This is his new Mozi Minute thing that basically writes most of his new emails. This is a failed call objection analyzer, meaning any sales calls that they had that didn't go through, this AI will use the business context, the data, the transcript for that call, and this prompt in order to have this output format to show what went wrong in that call and give feedback to his sales rep. He's got a universal writing style analyzer prompt. He's got a sales call to a video sales letter script generator, meaning an excellent sales call, or his golden sales script, which is taken by uploading 10 of his best sales calls and having AI synthesize what went well across all of them. can now be turned into video sales letters, which is basically a 10-minute video selling people without having to get on the call. He's got a YouTube script style extractor, which creates new YouTube scripts. He says this took his YouTube from 2 hours per YouTube video down to 15 minutes. And in fact, I'm actually going to do a dedicated video because I want to know exactly what he's done and apply it to my business. So I'm going to be doing a dedicated video on this channel. If you hit the subscribe button, if you want to see me using his exact 2 hours down to 15-minute YouTube AI workflow. He has the same thing for short form content, which will create new scripts. He has a lead magnet generator. So this is pretty cool because even my lead magnet for this video for you guys is that app that I built that's going to output those folders in the exact format that Alex Hormozi recommends to have. And so what this lead magnet generator does is I can send this AI that's transcript to this video and say, make a lead magnet that people will want. And then I can put that in the description below that's relevant to that video and capture emails by giving away that lead magnet. He's also got a follow-up sequence generator, which is emailing people who sign up to that lead magnet so you can keep them warm. And then he's got a prompt chain. So these are actually interesting. He's taken all the data of everyone who subscribes to his ACQ AI, which is his own LLM that is trained on all of his information, all of his books, all of his videos, and all that proprietary data that he's got. And he's looked at the most common questions that people ask. And from that, he has built a prompt chain where people can get their offer perfected to be what is an irresistible offer by just working with AI in order to get it. Then using that offer, the AI will create a sales page copy generator, which means spin up the actual sales page. It'll also create a sales call script generator from the world's best offer to the world's best sales page to the world's best script. So you know what to say on the phone. And then from that, and also a video sales letter script generator so that you can create a video out of it. All four of those prompts go hand in hand, where the answer to the last prompt is actually the prompt for that next sequence. Alex Hormozi says he's got those 14 prompts for him. If you're creating your own prompt in Hormozi style, he recommends laying it out in this structure. Start with the role. Who is the AI pretending to be? Who is it replacing? Give it specific expertise. Number 2, what do you want it to do? Break it into numbered steps. 3, give it rules, constraints, and guardrails. What should it always or never do? And then number 4, what is the output format? Tell it exactly how you want the final deliverable structured. And if you come across to your AI setup guide and you're in the prompts, you can see we've broken it down there for you so you can build your own prompt. If you want to use Alex Hormozi's prompts as inspiration, we have attached them below for you to have a look at exactly how he uses his. Now, from there, go over to step 4, and then I'm going to type in Dream Labs AI, which is the name of this company. And you can see what I've actually made this app do for you is to create your Hormozi-inspired AI folder structure, where you have your AI assets, and inside it we have 3 folders. Business context, which is the answers to all the questions for those 12 questions you put into one file. Then your prompts, you've got the 14 Alex Hormozi prompts in there, plus any custom ones that you've got, and then any data sources for all that data that you upload there will go in there. Then you can simply download a zip file and give this to your AI. I would use something like Claude or Claude Code whenever you're building anything for it to reference. This is the exact step-by-step on how to use it here. Now, I would also go a step further if this was personally me. So the output format here is actually text. I would want AI agents to actually go and implement this stuff on my behalf. And so if you want to take the next steps and give AI the ability to actually take actions and not just give you back text, go and watch this other video right here that I made on how to use Claude Code in God mode. We've got a lot more exciting content coming up, so hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.